Today I'm going to show you the new army of Sui LALO with the Battle Blimp, Battle Drill, Log Launcher and also Flame Flinger. So let's dive in and see this video. Alright, here we are on the first base, and guys, in the current meta you're gonna see a lot of single infernos, which it's really a very good thing in LALO. You need to see single inferno so you are sure you're gonna get the triple of a certain base. That is just how LALO works. Now I have changed the army, and instead of a clone, guys, we're gonna have the heal spell with an invisibility spell. These two help out this army a lot, especially when our warden equipments are going to be the life gem with the eternal tome, so we are not gonna be using the healing tome. Now I've also changed another thing about this army. I've removed one Valkyrie that I have added on this video and have two wall breakers now, because I usually use the king's earthquake boots as a wall breaker, but now I have two wall breaker. It's just better with the Sui. You can be more, I would say, precise. So let's see the earthquake boost, and now I'm gonna pop the queen ability. I'm dropping the RC with the shield and also the rocket spear. I'm gonna give you of course the other side of these abilities. For example, a lot of you might not have the rocket spear upgraded, but I will tell you about that more in a later attacks. Now look at these LALO. I'm going to heal because there was a poison tower and a multi-archer tower. It gives me a bit of time to drop that warden ability slightly later. Haste for those headhunters and also the hound. Unfortunately I didn't click the hound, but I'm gonna rage in the core, another hound with a few loons on the lower side, and we have these spells for the back end, 2 freeze and the haste. It's gonna be a lot of help, trust me. Now we do have extra loons, which of course you're gonna use when the hound is on the other air defense, and this way only thing you need to do is to keep on freezing whatever splash damage defense is left, so you know you are gonna get the triple. Now guys, most important thing in the Sui LALO attack is you really want to get either the town hall or the multi infernos down before you start your LALO. Those are the things that can really hurt you, so just get them out of the way at the beginning. But let's move on to the next attack and see what I do, because it's gonna be a different choice of siege machine, and I'm gonna tell you why I do that on every single base. So let's move on and I'll see you there. Okay, another base here, and I've already hit this base on another attack and I've put it on my own channel. That's why I know the plan super quickly. So what I want to do is to drop the king to go around the clan castle area, which will give me the enemy queen and also the enemy king with the clan castle pool. The thing about the clan castle pool is that you don't have to deal with it with your RC or your siege barracks or later even your LALO. You always want to get one of the air heroes and then LALO into the other one. Okay, so that is the main key thing about Sui LALO. Now look at this earthquake. What I do here is to open this wall, and you can see the queen area. She has the closed wall at the end of this eagle. So on the previous attacks on my own channel, I leave the queen here. I drop the RC on 9, but this is what I want to tell you. If you have the RC with the hawk puppet, you can drop the RC with the hawk puppet at 9 o'clock and let the queen come back around for that multi inferno. But here is where you can use these abilities and actually get more value in a Sui LALO attack. RC will go back, and the main thing is to activate that invisibility tower. The rest, your RC or your queen or your blimp, the Yetis, everything will somehow get that core. Do not worry about it at all. Going to rage a bit to the core so we can get the value. Another hound, more loons on the top side. We are also gonna be adding 3 loons on each defense when it's around the sides, not the beginning, just the side loons. Now once I see my main pack is getting tornadoed and a lot of damage, I'm gonna add more loons to this area, which the only thing that can stop us is that scatter shot and the air defense. And look at the spells. We are keep using these spells for this back end major defenses, and that's the good thing about this Sui LALO army, and not something that I see in Zap LALO. In Zap LALO you need to be a lot more precise with what you get with Sui, and your LALO you cannot really mess up. Okay, but with Sui you can of course mess up the LALO slightly, and still you have spells to bring another set of LALO from nowhere. Basically you can just cook more LALO in the attack and use the spells to navigate them. That's the good thing and I like about Sui LALO. But we're gonna move on to the next attack and see what I do there. Third attack, and we have this space. It's a lot more toxic than the few that we already showcased, and this one, it has multi infernos and scatter shots and double poison tower. It's a crazy one, okay? But remember when I said I had 2 wallbreaker on my new army? So yeah, I've changed the Valkyrie. I don't usually use the Valkyrie anymore, so I was like, it's useless. Let me just take one more and get the king to go deeper so I can pop a deeper earthquake boot. So here is where this attack, I wanted to use the drill or the stone slammer. They don't matter that much, but it's good to have the drill in your army because usually it stays alive till the end. That's the good thing about the drill, and you may have seen it on multiple attacks and strategies that the drill is always alive. You can't really see the drill dying, and look at this king ability, absolutely crushing the core. And here's where, of course, we're gonna pull the CC. We still didn't take down that air hero that I told you about, so this attack will have to finish on one of these air heroes, and usually it's gonna be the other side that, for example, you Sui, because you missed it. You're not gonna really start the Sui there with a blimp. It makes sense, but it's gonna be too much damage. Now look at this invisibility. The moment I saw my queen was turning, I turned her back so I can pop her ability, and we're gonna start the Lalo here. And this is where, if you have the Hawk Puppet and the Haste Vial, drop the RC under your Warden. That's the thing. If you have the shield and of course that spare, drop it in a way so you can funnel these loons. This is something that you can do with your RC ability. Hasting the second hound with the headhunters, and I'm going to rage and also heal inside the core. This combination is very deadly for the base because nothing can defend it. You are gonna go ahead with that freeze and the haste on very outer multi infernos. Usually that's something you can do with one haste and one freeze. You're always gonna be able to get it. And now you can see, lastly, we're gonna haste through the back end and freeze it. For every single thing that we froze was major. So RC, the multi inferno, and of course the scatter shot. And you can see, even when I use the RC ability that early in the Lalo, we still have her alive and we have the drill alive. This base got wrecked, and of course it was quite, I would say, difficult with the poison towers and the multi infernos, but you see how we navigate them. You're just gonna need to funnel the main pack of loons. If you, I said, don't have that rocket spear upgraded, you can of course drop the RC under the Warden, but make sure you drop loons on the side so you can help you. Here we are on the fourth attack, and another base which is super compact. These bases can hurt you a lot, but if you get your king's earthquake boots and of course the spiky bow, you're gonna be just fine. Now guys, the equipment on the queen that I suggest you to run is the healer puppet with the invisibility wall, just because the invisibility wall give you that value with taking down an entire town hall. Otherwise it's gonna be bad. Now one thing I do on the early attacks that I was doing with the Sui LALO, I was trying the fox with the queen, because the unicorn does give her value, but the fox sometimes, guys, absolutely save her from, let's say, an expo if it was locked onto the queen, or a scatter shot if it was locked onto the queen. Now look at this. I'm not waiting on my queen. I'm going with the Lalo and of course the RC to funnel the Lalo again, going with the blimp, second hound, and also the headhunters. I need to make sure I clip the headhunters and of course rage them, but here is where it gets interesting. The queen is too far and the sweeper is also pushing our blimp back, so our blimp is actually not going to make it to the town hall. I was focusing on the Lalo because there is too much splash damage. Another hound with more loons on the side. You can see the amount of traps the hound is pulling. Triple queen on the town hall. This is again early stages of my current Sui LALO army, so I still had the mirror. It's still fine, but I rather have the invisibility wall, and we are keep on using our spells on the major defenses that can hurt the Lalo. You can see the queen is alive, the RC is alive, and we got so many loons. This is only because we started early. If you start your Lalo late and you watch your Sui, nothing is gonna be like this. You're gonna have less stuff because you wasted the HP of your current army. So simple as that. You can see the way we use the blimp, it didn't even matter. Let's move on. Last attack, we have a double invisibility. I tried to bring you the rage, the invisibility, the poison. I really tried to bring you multiple versions of the bases, and I was trying to tell you what to do if you don't have the RC, for example, shield and spare. And by the way, I mean don't have as in don't have it upgraded. I know a lot of you have it, but you just didn't upgrade it because there was no need. But this equipment is actually quite useful in nearly every attack strategy. So here we are, I'm funneling my king to go in this compartment because I want this expo to lock onto him, and then I can freely use my log launcher. Look at the way I dropped the queen, and now the skeleton spell because I want to pull the CC and then kill it, because why not? It's gonna be less like value for later on if you just put the king. And look at that CC, it's a golem. What? That's crazy. But I've seen golems in even higher matches in esports. Sometimes you just put for time purposes. And this log launcher, I just activated double invis. It's not meant to get the town hall. DRC is what is meant to get the town hall. So I popping her ability. Unfortunately, we do have some skelly traps which are going to invest a few of my spares on it. Look at that. I'm raging DRC because I know I need this area down as fast as possible. Going with the Ice Hound and then the loons on those defenses. We can go with the heal, but because the Ice Hound does perfectly, we don't have to heal through this area. RC took down a big chunk of base for us, so now we are moving around this area. Now you need to make sure you have spells for this core because it's gonna be left alive for the backhand. Hasting again and freezing for that multi-inferno. You can see the loons went to the core, but always, as you know, in the core there's a lot of red mons, so you have to see which group of loons you need to invest your spells on. Sometimes don't rush it. Look at the loons, let them go a few steps forward. If they find new traps, if they find tornado, that's when then you know, okay, I can keep some spells for another group of loons, because that is what happens if you are going to be a good Lalo attacker. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, the way I explained the Lalo quickly, because of course everything happens super quick, so you may need to watch this video again if you want to be good in Lalo and in planning. But hopefully we'll see you soon in the next video. Take care and peace.